What's the worst announcement your school ever made? I was a junior at Oak Ridge when they installed those cheap PA speakers that crackle so bad you can barely understand anything. You know the ones, where every announcement sounds like it's coming through a drive-through speaker from 1992. Third period, Ms. Peterson's history class. We were half asleep watching some Dust Bowl documentary when that horrible feedback noise hit, the kind that makes your teeth hurt. Attention students and faculty. It was Principal Winters, but his voice sounded off. Not the usual someone's in trouble tone. More like he was reading a hostage note or something. My pencil froze mid-doodle. Due to circumstances beyond our control, all students must remain in their current classrooms until further notice. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. The room went dead silent. Even Tyler, who literally slept through the fire alarm last month, sat up straight. Someone dropped a textbook and everybody jumped. Ms. Peterson walked to the door and quietly locked it. Her hands were shaking so bad she dropped the keys twice. I'd never seen her scared before. This was the woman who broke up the huge fight during homecoming without blinking. Is this like a shooter thing? Whispered Emma next to me. My stomach dropped to my feet. We'd had those Alice drills before, but this felt different. Way different. The speaker crackled again. Teachers, please check your emails immediately. Do not share the contents with students. Ms. Peterson grabbed her phone and I swear all the color drained from her face, like ghost white. Everyone away from the windows, she whispered. Now, and close the blinds. We huddled against the far wall between the bookshelves. Aiden tried peeking through the blinds, but Miss Peterson practically yanked him back by his hoodie. Is anyone getting anything on their phones? Zoe asked. I checked mine. No signal. Everyone else too. Total dead zone. Like someone had flipped a switch. Outside we heard sirens. Lots of them. Getting closer. Then the sound of heavy boots in the hallway. Running. The PA system came on again, but this time it was Vice Principal Garcia. Her voice was shaking too. Teachers, please identify any students who rode bus number 17 this morning and mark them on the Google form that was just shared. Jason raised his hand slowly. That's my bus, he said. His face went pale. What's happening? Miss Peterson just stared at him, like she was seeing a ghost. She typed something on her laptop, then whispered something to Jason I couldn't hear. The announcement continued. Any student who rode bus 17 needs to be escorted to the gymnasium immediately. Have them bring only themselves and their backpacks. When Miss Peterson opened the door, the hallway was lined with police officers in what looked like hazmat gear. Full suits, masks, the works. One pointed at Jason. That him? Bus 17? They took Jason away. He kept looking back at us, completely terrified. I'll never forget his face, like he thought he was never going to see any of us again. We stayed locked down for 6 more hours. No bathrooms, no food, just rumors spreading through everyone's half-dead phones once the cell towers came back online. Someone said it was a bomb threat. Someone else said chemical attack, biological weapon. Every horror story you could imagine. Ms. Peterson wouldn't tell us anything, but I caught her crying when she thought we weren't looking. Turned out the bus driver for Route 17 had found a suspicious package under one of the seats that morning. Some kind of homemade device that had been leaking an unknown chemical the whole ride. They found it because Bryce Adams' new white Nikes turned yellow where his feet were touching the floor. When they finally let us go home, my mom was hysterical, hugging me in the parking lot like I'd come back from war. They're saying on the news some kids might have radiation poisoning. She sobbed into my hair. 3 days later, they made another announcement. The device wasn't radioactive after all, just some senior's chemistry project that fell out of his backpack. An accident, nothing malicious. But Jason never came back to school. Neither did 4 other kids from bus 17. Their lockers stayed untouched. Nobody talked about it. Teachers changed the subject if anyone asked. At graduation the next year, they left 5 empty chairs in the front row with white roses. Nobody mentioned why they were there. Principal Winters just paused for an awkward moment of silence before continuing with his speech. I still flinch whenever I hear a PA system crackle, and sometimes I check under my seat on public transportation, just in case.